Hey everybody, it's Ziz here, and I was able to play the beta for a long time, and I want to just give you some general ideas I have about each class and what I think some of their strengths and weaknesses are. Remember, there's so many options and so many skills, you can do just about anything you want with any of them, but these are some of my general ideas. Starting with the Dragon Knight, they have great fire damage in their Ardent Flame tree. Fire damage is extra to vampires, which is really nice if you fight a vampire, and they have good DPS, single target or AoE. And they probably have the best AoE abilities in melee range. They also have really good tanking abilities, they have skills that reduce the damage you take, they also have some self-healing abilities and reflections, and their passives back all that up. So their passives are going to increase their fire damage, they're going to increase their damage mitigation, and then they also have some good CC capabilities. They can single target stun, they can AoE root, which makes tanking with a Dragon Knight really very effective. You can run into the middle of a group, you can throw up your AoEs, you can get some aggro. Same thing in PvP, you can deal out lots of damage. The only downside maybe is they don't really have any ranged abilities through their class skill lines. They have the pull, so you can pull people to you, they have a reflect, things like that, but you're going to have to be in their face. If you want to play a character in melee range all the time, it's in your face, Dragon Knight's the one you want. Now the Sorcerer, you would think of as your typical mage class. They got ranged abilities that do damage, that CC, they got AoE from range, they got AoE finishers where when someone's low on life you can cast a lightning bolt on them and it's going to blow them up. So really good ranged abilities that you can use if you want to be a caster or play from far away. They also have Daedric Summoning, which gives you pets. They have 2 pets in the class line. They also have their ultimate ability, which gives them the Storm Atronach, which is this really big, beefy pet that you can throw down for a limited time. This gives the Sorcerer the ability to be very diverse. If, let's say, you don't want to play a mage character, but you want to use a bow and have a pet, like a hunter, you could very easily play a Sorcerer and do that. You could use a bow and a pet and go completely that way. You don't have to act like a Sorcerer in light armor. You could use medium armor or even heavy armor and use those pets. And they also have the Stormcalling tree. One really cool thing about that is there's a passive ability that gives your lightning skills a chance to disintegrate your target. Now in PvP, if your target is disintegrated, they cannot be resurrected. So they gotta run all the way back. So that can be really helpful, and it's a lot of fun. Now, the Nightblade is going to be your king of single target DPS. Does that mean other classes can't do it? Absolutely not. There's lots of great skills, and I imagine other classes will do tons of damage, and that doesn't mean a Nightblade will always do the most. Absolutely not. But the Nightblade has skills that are definitely focused towards that. They have skills that reduce the healing that your target receives. They have great CC abilities. They have great finisher abilities, so they're going to dish out a lot of damage to a single target. They can even speed up their attacks, so they attack faster. All these sorts of things. They're also the only class that can go invisible into stealth in the middle of a fight. All other classes you got to go into, you got to hide before you start fighting, and then when you get into, you start attacking, then it breaks you out of that, and you can't really get back in until you've been out of combat for a while. Nightblade has a skill that puts you invisible for a few seconds, so then you can get off these other, sneak attacks, and you can get away, or you can get that last hit on an enemy. You can do that right in the middle of combat. So great single target damage, lots of versatility with all the stealthing and stuff like that. Not as much AoE ability though. And lastly is the Templar. The Templar has a ton of skills and abilities covering the whole gamut. They can do single target damage well. They got some CCs. They got AoE damage. They have some tanking abilities. So they really cover almost everything. If you're wondering what class maybe to start out with, I would suggest the Templar because they can do just about everything. So much so they're the only class that has a skill line dedicated to healing. All the other classes, you have to use a restoration staff if you want to heal your party members or you want to heal a group, that sort of thing. The Templar can use Restoring Light skill line, and you get healing skills there you can use with any weapon. So if you want to use one hand in a shield and still throw down heals, you can do that. You could use a bow and sit in the back line and still heal people while you're doing damage. That gives you a lot of versatility on top of all the single target, AoE, tanking abilities, stuff like that. Gives the Templar a lot of versatility, and you can do just about any role you want. So those are my general thoughts on all the classes. I will go more in depth later on with different build videos and things like that, and you can pause the video so you can read each skill if you want. But overall, all the classes are a lot of fun. They have their own flavor, but they could still fill any role that you want depending on the gear and the weapons you have. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you out there.